Hello, my fellow Liberians. How you guys doing? I go by the name Classic D. If you don't know me, I'm the man that gave people the medication. All the mental people, I have the medication. I give it to them. So if you have anybody in your community with mental issues, I got the medications that we share in the community. You understand? We got so many mental people in our community, and I provide the medicines for them because we will not live in an excuse about mental. They say, oh, the mental, why you go and argue with mental people? No, sometimes mental people need check. You have to check them. You know, understand? In the Western world, when you get mental illness, they give you medication. If you refuse to take a medication and anything you commit, anything you do wrong, you go to jail. They will not rely on, oh, he got mental issue, so he was mental incapacitated, so he committed this crime. No, they will prosecute you. Even in your mental state, in your mental status, they will prosecute you and you go to jail because you're supposed to be on your pills. You're supposed to be taking your medication to calm you down. So if you don't take your medication in this community, I will give you your medication. I'm the new guy that will give all the ratchet people the medication in our community. Liberia don't need ratchet people. The community is not up to standard. Liberians need people that will inspire them. Liberians need people that will motivate them. Liberians need people that will push them. Not ratchet people in our community that offer nothing in the community but offer drama and stupidity. We will not, because we just from war, so many people are traumatized. We need therapy. We need therapeutic people that will come in the community here to improve the community and to stabilize our people. You know, when I hear people saying, oh, Cassidy always in a drama, they can't prove it. You never see me want to discuss people. I don't have time for people business. You see, they will push different narrative about me. They will push whole lot of narrative about me, but they know that I'm a very vibrant and intelligent person. You understand? So they will always get people that will come to tarnish your reputation, to make you to be like them. But you know, for us, it will not happen because we know I know me, I know my character, and I know what I represent. You understand? They will always come and spill lies. Oh, Cassidy in people business. When last you ever see me into people business? I'm only into ratchet people business. I'm not into no one business. You don't see me discuss anybody's life. You don't see me gossip here. I don't do it. My job is what impact the community and what destroy the community. That's what I address. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. Let me rephrase it. My job is not to gossip about Liberian. My job is not to talk about Liberian. My job is to talk about destructive behavior in the community. My job is to expose the ratchet people in the old age that disturb the community. My job, that's my job. So you never one day see me here talking about people business into people business. It's not my role. You cannot show me one video where I came here to bring someone down. You cannot show me one video where I came here to denigrate people. You cannot show me one video when I came here to denigrate people, to put people down, to not for people to progress. My job here is to make the community a better place, to make the community to get better space. That's my job here. You'll never see me into people business. I don't care about people business. I don't gossip. I'm not into that. I'm not into all this rubbish. I are only here to expose ratchet people. Ratchet people mean bunch of losers. All those bunch of losers that in the community that get nothing to offer the community, those are the people that are addressed. You never see me address individuals. You never see me address individuals. I generalize. And we know the ratchet group, so I generalize, there are few ratchet apple. Now few ratchet unproductive people that in the community that are pushing a negative narrative in the community. Those are the people that are addressed. Those are the people that are addressed. Those are the people that are addressed. So let's go to politics. Liberia need liberation. You see, this is the issue in Liberia. Let me tell the Liberian people today, if you don't stand for what you believe in, you remain a puppet. If you don't stand for what you believe in and what rightful for you, you will remain a push around. The government will spit in your face. The government will treat you like a trash and spit in your face because there is no action. Any nation, let me tell you today, you see, protests have become a taboo in Liberia. They make it to be afraid. They make it to be afraid. They send out false narratives that if you protest, it will lead to war. That's a lie. If we protest because they are capitalizing, they try to capitalize on the war in Liberia, so they brainwash people that when you protest, it will lead to war. That lie. That's a blinking lie, right? They say, oh, don't protest. When you protest, it will lead to war in Liberia. You know, we just for war. That's a lie. So it makes protests have becoming a taboo in Liberia where people are afraid to express themselves to protest. Any nation will all protest, that nation will never prosper. Any nation will all protest, the people will not get the results that they want. Any nation will all protest, that the people will perish. Any nation will all protest, there will be no change for the people. Any nation will all repercussion or all protest. The government should be afraid of its people. The people should not be afraid of the government. They say, we are the masses. They never say the government are the masses. They say, we are the masses. So the people, the government should be afraid of 8 people that put them in power. It's not all the way around for the people to be afraid of the government. So in Liberia, it became a taboo where Liberians refuse to protest, so they take advantage of them. That's why the past government and the new present government, their government criticized the past government. Their government said the past government was riding private jet. Their government said the past government came in power, they built 40 houses. Their government said the past government that were in power, they were corrupt. There is something in the dictionary in English word they call change. Change means that things that were done should not be repeated. That's the definition of change. If you criticize someone to get in power, you cannot come back in power and repeat the same thing. Then when you talk, the supporters say, well, and Judge Weah did it too, and the other government did it too, then what did change come about? So if Judge Weah did it too, then why you never let Judge Weah in power? You took it out because you don't want it to be repeated. That's why, that's how change come about. You change a government, you criticize a government for things that you are doing now. So what is the change? So I mean that it's a deception. Deception is going on. Bunch of lies to they wrap their way into power with lies. You cannot come back after taking the previous government from power, all the things that you criticize them of doing, and you came and do the things that they did. So what is the change that we're looking for? And Liberians sit there and want to justify Liberians said that want to justify, but enjoy we are did it too, but enjoy we are before us. So that when you take Joey for powerful, so you told Joey we have a power for the other group to come and repeat the same lies. To repeat the same lies. Liberians, do you know what free the native Liberians? When Liberians couldn't go to school, when Liberians had no equality in the 70s, when Liberia had no equality, when the native Liberians couldn't go to school, they had to change their name to go to school. When the Congo people came and imposed the rules and law in Liberia, when the native people couldn't go to CWA, couldn't go to good school, they had to change their name to their name before they go to school. When the native people never had the right to do things in their own country, what liberated them? It was protest. That protest made today, you and I, a bravery of some Liberian. They said enough is enough. We should back up Matthew and other people. They gather to free the native people today. That's why today you're able to go to school with your own names. You're able to do things with your own names. There is no segregation in Liberia no more because the men then that stood up to protest and bring change that they needed in that nation. If you sit in Liberia and wait for a government to end their terms, you are wasting your time. You will suffer in Liberia and you will get old with no progress. You will get progress. My fellow Liberians, I appeal to you. If you not protest, if you don't show government that you mean business, if you don't show government that enough is enough with your bullshit, enough is enough with your deception, enough is enough with your political divisive ideology. They say, together we stand, divided we fall. Do not buy into politics. Do not worship politicians. They are not in your favor. Their job is to go to school and lie to you and deceive you and lie and stir hold of deception to lead into the way into power. Until Liberians realize to put politics aside, to realize that it's not about politics. It's not about choosing side. It's about the sovereignty of Liberia. It's the sovereignty of Liberia. Whether you Unity Party or CDC or ANC, you Liberian, you are still suffering. There is no change to your life. When you see there is no policy, there is no change to your life. These people that came in power, they have no plans. They know for the past 1.5 years, you don't even know their plans. You don't even know their plans. They have no tangible things to do. Things that were already in the pipeline, that's the one they carry out. They have no opportunity to change your life. They have no way to create job. They have nothing to do to create job, to bring more job into that country. What they will do, they will invest in churches for you to go to church and look for hope. Church will not change your life. Church cannot change your life. Church cannot employ you. That company can employ people and your life will be changed. The government had no opportunity. The government had no ideas how to create jobs for Liberians, how to bring investors into Liberia. They have nothing, but they want you to go to church and live on hope and live on Jesus is coming to save my life. Everything is Jesus. Not knowing if you don't put things in perspective for the people, to create jobs for the people, to create avenue that's suitable for the people to live their life. You know that Liberians You understand? My Liberian people, in America, the only way the black people are free, they have to protest. In Egypt, the only way the Egyptians, when the Egyptians were under the military rule for 40 years, that protest changed their life. In Tunisia, that protest changed their life. In Yemen, that protest changed their life. Only protest can change your life in Liberia. But if you realize, for government to make 6 years if you Liberian realize, for government to do the tenure, to complete the 6 years, there will be disadvantages. There will be no progress. Your life will never change because they will always play on you based on politics. They will divide you. For me, it's no more about CDC. It's no more about UP. It's about the Liberian people. It's about implementing what you promise to the people. It's about implementing what you promise to the people. When you promise the people that you will not be corrupt, you will crack down corruption, you cannot come to Liberia and buy a car for $1.2 million. Liberians are suffering. There is no good system, school system. Our school system is a mess. Hospital is a mess. And you come and you invest $1.2 million on a car. Remember, when you was an ex-vice president, when you were hungry, you were going around Georgia saying for medical treatment. Nobody wanted to kill you. No, this is a waste of fun. Madam Eric Joseph Salif, that participated in a war in Liberia that killed 500,000 people. Madam Salif is living in Liberia peacefully with no bulletproof car. Madam Salif that contributed to Liberian death. Madam Eric Joseph Salif that contributed to Liberian people's death. She in Liberia with no bulletproof car. They left Prince Johnson that contributed to Liberian people's death. Prince Johnson was in Liberia with no bulletproof car. Doki, all these guys that were involved in the war, that executed people, that take the lives of people, they were in Liberia with no bulletproof car. You, as a hungry vice president, Liberian people put you in power to pay your hospital bill. That's what's going on. Liberian people only put you in power to extend your life. Liberian people only put you in power to make you to live long. That's all they did. There's nothing you can provide in that country. You came to pay debt. You got so many ambassadors for people. You came to revenge. You're a wicked old man that came to revenge against so many things and lavish taxpayer money on foolishness. Who Liberian brave to even kill a leader? No Liberian. You was a broke old man in that country walking around. No one want to kill you. Madam Salif that couldn't be there in war in Liberia. She in Liberia with no bulletproof car. Nobody want to kill her. Imagine you. It's a waste. That's what I'm telling you about. What they preach against is what they're doing now to enrich themselves. They preach against things that they love. They preach against things that they love. They know that they are all corrupt, so they won't come. It's a get-rich-quick scam going on in Liberia. Get-rich-quick scam. What going on in Liberia is a get-rich scam going on in Liberia. If Liberians not come together, come to themselves, I keep telling you, in Liberia, the whole Liberia security is 2,500 people. I repeat, the whole Liberia security is 2,500 people in the whole Liberia in our security. The police about 1,500, joint security, all of them are 2,500. Imagine, just the keke boys and the motorcyclists. They are 15,000. We got 15,000 keke motorcyclists, right? Liberians should go and ask for the resignation of Joseph Boaga. Joseph Boaga should resign. In the Western world, in other countries, when you promise people, and when you say when you come, you will get rid of corruption and you will not steal from the people. You will live simple life, and then people trusted you and brought you in power, and you never deliver. You fail your promises. They should ask you politely to resign. If you refuse to resign, they come back and face petrol bomb and go and riot. You need a change. And today I'm telling Liberians, the day Liberian citizens overthrow any government, that the day the lives of Liberians will change forever. I repeat, the day Liberian citizens get on that street and overthrow a government with protest, that the day they will take you serious, because the next government you put in power, they will be very vigilant, they will be very serious in dealing with your matters. They know that you will come back if they fail. You see, they know that you will come back if they don't do the work that they promised to do, the work that they promised to deliver. So the day Liberians, I repeat, the day Liberians overthrow a government through protest, the citizen, it should not be no political driven protest. It should not be a political driven protest. It should be a protest that you Liberians deserve, that you know that yes, Liberians are suffering. Yes, no one should push you. No, it should not be politically motivated. It should be Liberians are suffering. It should be a truthful protest. Like Liberians say, enough is enough. We are suffering. It's not about political party. It's not about whose side we on. It's about we Liberians coming together to take the government from power, because the government has failed us. The government has lied to us. The government has brought so much deception to us. And we are tired. We are fed up. The day Liberians go back on the street and overthrow a government and put a government in power, that the day the lives of Liberians will change forever, because you know what? They will know that enough is enough. Liberians are not taking no more bullshit from people anymore. Trust me, you have to put fear in government. The government should be afraid of its citizens, that they will come back again and protest and take the other government that will come and lie to them. You sit there. These people are distributing money for speakership in a house. For speakership, these people are distributing money in your eyes. You have no daily meal to eat. You go to bed hungry. These people are distributing thousands of dollars just to change a speaker. They're bribing millions of dollars just for speakership, just for someone to become speaker. And you go to bed with no good meal in your mouth. Your children go to bed hungry. Your children have no school fees. Some of your children should have graduated a long time, but based lack of school fees, there is no free school in Liberia no more, and you have a government that's making tons of money, but they put it on luxurious stuff. They put it on vanity. They put it on cars. So it means that the government has no skills of managing country budget. So what they do, they lavish their budget on luxurious stuff. You understand? On luxurious stuff, they buying car. Nobody in Liberia is Liberians are harmless people. No one in Liberia just carrying gun around everywhere, to say Liberia is a dangerous country, so we have to protect the president. Liberians are very peaceful people, very loving people. Yeah, we have few guns, but nobody in Liberia walking with guns like a gangster, want to kill leaders there. A Liberian want to kill leaders. Manseli should have been gone long time. A Liberian want to to pay debt. A Liberian want to pay debt. Madam Sadi should have been gone long time by a Liberian to execute in broad daylight, to pay back all the evil things that they have done to Liberians. A Liberian want to pay debt. put a yaka Kolibayan will be gone. A Liberian will really want to pay debt. So many evil people in that country that murder people's family, they are still moving around. A Liberian people that can pay debt, but naked will not be in Liberia in public talking nonsense every day, giving prayer conference. Someone will go there and shoot the shit out of him and kill him. You understand? And pay back. So to tell you that Liberian people are people that they move on. So who want to kill Joseph Boakai for Joseph Boakai buying $1.2 million car? That's waste of funds that they spoke about in the past government. That's corruption that they spoke against the past government. Everything they spoke against is what they repeating. And Liberian people sit there and you believe that to protest is a taboo. They are fooling you. They are brainwashing you that when you protest, it will bring war. Oh, don't protest. You know what happened? Nothing. That is a lie. The three neighboring countries, they signed a treaty that nobody will accept war in those countries, which is Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. They signed a treaty that nobody will pass to any other country to get involved in war in any nation, a neighboring country. So don't fool yourself. Protest cannot bring war. Protest make your voice to be heard. Protest make your voice to be heard. I keep telling you people, if you keep being reluctant, you will suffer. You will suffer because those people, they have no conscience. They have no human conscience. The people that you put in power, they got no human conscience. They can't look when they're driving. I know when they're driving, they see so much homeless people in Liberia. When they're driving, they see the poverty in Liberian people's eyes. They can see the lives that Liberian people living. But you know what? They put a dark windshield up and they just pass by the people. They say, I don't care. My daughter is in America. My family is in abroad going to good school. So all these assholes that in Liberia, we don't care about them. All we do, we just rule them with iron hand, deceive them, and keep them on the poverty level that they won't be able to rebel. So they keep them on a level that they won't be able to fight back. Keep them ready poor. Keep their mindset distracted. Keep them occupied with alcohol for them not to rebel against us. So what we do, they will put more alcohol bar. They will open it up that even 12-year-old can go to a club and drink. There is no restriction. When you're 12-year-old, you're 13-year-old, you can go to drink. It's a free nation. That's what they are doing. They're doing it to distract you, not for you to focus on them to rebel. So you forget about your suffering, you go and drink alcohol every day, the next day, your suffering come back. You go and drink alcohol today, you drink all your problem today, the next day, it repeat again. That's the cycle Liberian living through. If Liberia not overthrow Joseph Boakai, then you are born to be stupid. You are born to suffer. You have to liberate yourself from poverty. You have to liberate yourself from oppression. They are oppressing you. You don't wait for them. They don't wait for them to finish their terms. The only way you have to show seriousness in Liberia, based on your lack of showing seriousness in that country, that's why they are taking advantage of you. That's why the law that they make is against you. All the law that they are making in that country is against the masses. The law only there to protect them that making all this money, all this corruption. They cannot go to jail. So they only pass law and bills to protect them until you people step in and say, no, enough is enough. They say, together brings strength. Together brings strength. And you guys forgetting to know that when you come together, the end of corruption will begin. When you come together, the end of deception will begin. When you come together, the end of lies will begin. When you come together, the fear will get into the head. You understand? So some of us that come here and speak truth, opening your eyes, we receive insults, We will see a whole lot of name calling, but we don't care. We'll keep passing the message to the people that want to listen to the message to free themselves. So if you really want to free yourself, don't wait for people. If you're waiting for George Weah to make it to protest, you are wasting your time. George Weah will not make it to protest. You know George Weah history. George Weah got his money. He rich, you suffering. So if you're waiting for him to make you protest, I don't think that you will liberate yourself or you'll free yourself, because George Weah is a scared man that always in the church, but you want to be a politician. I repeat, George Weah is a scared politician that in church that don't see the suffering of his people, to gather them, to make them motivate them and say, you go fight for what what belongs to you and what right for you. But he there. So if you depend on George Weah to make you protest, you are on the wrong lane. I told you, say, your protest should not be politically motivated. Protest because you are suffering. Protest because you cannot find your way clear. Protest because they promise you job and there is no job creation. Protest because you need it, not because someone is telling you. Protest because you Liberians are really suffering. Nobody motivated you. That's why you should protest. Don't protest because of George Weah. Don't protest because of Alexander Cummings. Protest because you need it. Politicians will not change your life. They will not dare to deceive you. Protest because you are desperate. Protest because your children have no good future. Protest because your lifespan is short. Protest because you need good Medicare. Protest because you need more job creation. Protest because you need equality. Protest because you need at least middle class Liberia. Those are the protests that you should. Maybe if I were in Liberia, I would protest. If I'm in Liberia, I will protest. So I can lead your protest. I'm not in Liberia. All I have to do to motivate you, while I am living, I'm not suffering. I'm not begging for money. I pay my taxes in Canada, yes. So if I will protest while I pay my taxes here. So if anything go wrong in Canada, I protest in Canada because that's where I live. If I were in Liberia, I will lead the protest because that's Liberia where I live. So that's Liberia where I'm suffering. I'm not suffering in Liberia. I'm not in Liberia, so why should I leave the protest in Liberia? I don't call people in Liberia to ask for money. I don't call people in Liberia to send me money. They call me, they're hungry, they want hospital bill, they want food to eat. So that they're the ones should stand to protest. It's not me. I don't live there. I'm a Liberian, but I don't live there. I only protest to where I live and paying taxes. So I know you get it. So my only job here is to motivate my people to free themselves. That's my only job. If I were there, trust me, Chancellor Town, when I was there, I had no alternative but to protest. Chancellor Town, we make our voice heard because we were living there. We had no alternative but to confront Chancellor. Because we were not living abroad, we were living in Liberia, so we had no alternative but to go to Chancellor to confront Chancellor. That's why I made us to be brave. Because if I was living there, I would lead a protest. There is no way I would be in Liberia suffering. When people suffering there, I keep quiet. I'm not a coward, and everybody that knows me will tell you, I am not a coward. I always stood up for what I believe in, so I'm not a coward. You ask anybody for Chancellor Town, if I was living in Liberia, I will organize the protest and I will lead the protest in my bravery to free my people and to liberate Liberia from corruption. But I don't live there, I live in Canada. So I will protest in Canada because it's where I pay my taxes. It's where I pay my taxes. The only thing I can do to my brothers and sisters in Liberia to encourage them, to motivate them, to stand for what right for them. Any country with no protest, you will never be liberated. Any country with no protest, you will never succeed. Any country with no protest, what you are looking for, you will never get it. The black American protested in America for years. That's how the freedom came. The black American needed change. If the black American was sitting down, they will not achieve what they achieved today. You have to protest. Protest is not a taboo. Protest is for your voice to be heard. Protest for changes. Protest is why you go to voice your anger, to voice your frustration, to voice everything that you needed to be done. That's what protest is intended for. It brings change in the nation. If you don't protest, you will not achieve what you want to achieve. So you people in Liberia, no one should deceive you. No one should fool you that protest will bring war. That's a blinking lie. Protest bring no war to no country. Protest bring changes to a nation. So, for today, I'm a short advice to my brother and sister. You got to protest for the changes that you want. You got to protest for what you believe in, that you're supposed to live a better life. If you don't protest, your voice will never be heard. If you don't protest, your voice will never be heard. Restart your phone and call back. I try to bring all you guys on, but it's not happening. So restart your phone and call back. If you don't protest, that's stupid thing like Brentford doing. Oh, you know what? That's why they are capitalizing on. The government see things. The government notice that you guys are weak people. The government notice that you guys are weak people. That's why you see all the rampant corruption. They just spit in your face with it. That's why the government are not afraid, because they know that you will not do nothing. If people know that you will do something, they will all be afraid. Let me tell you one thing, in society, when people know that you will not take bullshit, they will be afraid of you. But you, Liberian, you sit there and they pour spit in your face, and all the dead advantages, they steal in your face, they do reckless things in your face, they do things with no repercussion, because they know that Liberians are weak people, and you allow these things to play on you. You allow these things, the way they think, you allow it for them to think that way, because trust me, government go behind the scene, and they go in meetings, and they observe what's going on. They know what's going on. They know that you guys are weak people. They know that you guys don't have the balls to protest. They know that you guys don't have the balls to protest. So they will keep doing what they keep doing. They will keep stealing from you, because no one can protest and no one is brave. They know that you don't have the balls. They know that you are cowards. If you live in that country and know your condition and you cannot take action for your condition to improve, you are cowards. You are a coward. You live as a coward, you will die as a coward. You live as a coward, you will die as a coward. If you know that you're going through a headache, you know that you're going through financial constraint, and you allow it without voicing out your frustration, you are a coward. You are a coward. No one should divide you. No one should divide you. You Liberians should stand as one. Why are CDC, you party, you guys are all suffering. There is nobody in that country that are suffering. Everybody in that country, they are suffering. Why are you party? Right now we speak, people from the party, they are struggling.
What's up, Classy?
Welcome, man.
Go on. Yeah, my man. You see, Liberian people are very, very scary. You hear me? They are scary set of people in it. And you see Burkina Faso, the military take over. Liberia, they felt they need to do some kind of do part two. Yeah, the military need to remove Joseph Bola from power. That's what they need to do. That's the Liberian people not do it. That the military need to do it. Liberian people not able to do it. They're too scary. The military need to stand up for the people. Yeah. Now, the voice of the people that were on Facebook and Henry Costa, they said they were talking on behalf of the Liberian people. Joseph Bola win power. Joseph Bola win. Since Joseph Bola took office, they want to come to call out the bad things that they come to. All the money they come stealing, nobody dare to talk it. And I want to keep saying
but I will talk based on shame. When you speak for someone so highly, and the person come and disappoint you, what thing will happen? You will tell your face left and I like you pretend like you seen it. That's what's going on. You remember?
Of course. And
What I come in really man. We have never we are movement. We have Yasinik Pam. You have Costa. You have all these guys.
Everybody.
200 on Facebook asking for change. Where are they today?
Nowhere. Like what I keep saying, right? Where are all these people? And you want to be an activist, you want to advocate for your people, do it across the board. Don't can be taking side. Oh yeah, because Chulebaga win, and then all the things that you see, Chulebaga. Look at a whole international airport, no current. As a brother can lay on airport, no current. The people that using a phone there to see to get a baggage. Let me tell you, Liberia is a disgrace to the whole entire world. You understand? No country, your international airport, no current should never go for an international airport. It's a security breach of security. It's very dangerous.
But Prince, let me correct you there. Liberia is not disgraceful. The government officials that run Liberia are the most disgraceful people, not Liberia, because Liberia is there, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Joseph Boyga, we thought he was better than Jowia. All the playing account, they run a campaign, they do anything, they try against Jowia. But yeah, Joseph Boyga to win the same thing that they accused Jowia of doing, but nobody dare to say anything. Nobody dare to speak against it. Where all the advocates in our own Facebook campaigning against Jowia. Let me tell you something, right? And I keep saying, Joseph Boyga will not go for a second term. He will not win second term in Liberia.
No, you don't understand, Prince. I'm not coming for second term. I'm coming to encourage Liberia to overthrow the government. Prince, let me tell you one thing. If even Joseph Boyga leaves, the same thing will still be repeated. You know why it will be repeated? Because there is no action for Liberians.
No.
So when you bring this government, why that Jesus, they will still steal. You gotta know that Liberians are weak people. So Liberia has to show action at least for once. What do you think right now in America, before the government do things, they think twice, because the black people have waking up and they protest, and they are to where they are today, because when anything is again, they will come back. So now, when you if the citizen of Liberia overthrow a government, the next government you bring in power, they will be afraid of the citizen. They will say, oh, they will not wake up. So we gotta be very careful how we do things, because they will come back, Prince.
Yeah. All our country improving. Chulebaga is too old to be worried about somebody coming carrying, buying bulletproof car, doing all the extra things. Why y'all keep wasting the Liberian people money and turning the Liberian people into slaves in their own country?
Because
the people cannot even benefit from their own resources in their country.
Because
Chulebaga just passing in private jet. You know how much? Let me tell you, Cassidy, do you know how much to park a private jet to any international airport? You know how much it costs? You know how much jet to park it for 1 hour?
I know.
Yeah.
The
manager flying all around the plane, flying here and there. The same thing they were saying, we are passing in private jet, going around. You know how much is the fuel? One of Joseph Boyga trip, it costs at least $500,000.
No excuse.
One of a trip.
Burkina Faso leader, just 2 years, he have transformed Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
So why ask you? Liberia is richer than Burkina Faso, and our men are going power. What about Liberia? Got so many resources in Burkina Faso. The men have transformed Burkina Faso. All it means Ryan Texas.
Yeah.
All it means Ryan Chichika. But then a country what people are suffering, they are Ryan bulletproof car. Then you say that will work for the 6 years to finish. Then you're very stupid to work for 6 years. You have to show action. The people of the nation, the citizens, they have to get out there and ask for resignation. When they refuse, they bring forth and take them out forcibly and bring new government in power. The day Liberia will do it, that the day the respect will be earned in Liberia.
No, Liberia. When chatted out in the court, he said he want to liberate his people. And I tell you the point, EJ, And I tell you the point, they say, oh, they say that what? Let me tell you something. Liberians, you can't deal with them with American democracy. It will not work. Like Joseph Parker, Joseph Parker need to be overthrown. They need to go in up. The Liberian people need to walk to that mansion and take Joseph Parker from his power. They need to. Let me tell you, they get something called citizen arrest. The Liberian people in Liberia need to start arresting the government officials. Start bending and putting in some horse and let it submit. Yeah, that's what they need to do there.
Prince,
it's too much. We're gonna put it. You just wearing luxury cars and still them afford the bill.
Prince.
Yeah.
How about getting the statistic of the security system in Liberia? This is the security system in Liberia. Liberia only get 2,500 security in Liberia, and that's it. And you have 5 million people in that country. Don't you think that when you put 40,000 Liberians, don't you think that they will all run the government?
They will sack on.
Don't you think that Joseph Parker will get him plea and resign and what we see on social media? Other person getting plea and run away. Don't you think that Janet Keke boy, let me give you the statistic of Keke. The Keke boy, the motorcycle in Liberia, there are 15,000 motorcycle and Keke boy. Imagine those guys you bring them out and you put Liberian behind them. You have a peaceful resignation. When they refuse to come with a demonstration. Don't you think that we come with petrol bomb with all the keke, 17,000 keke people? Don't you think that the police will put an arm down and run away and will open the government and put the government in power?
Yeah.
So you wait that, Prince. Samuel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, my brother. The last time you and myself engaged in the topic and you cut me off. And today again, you are also discussing this issue again to the public and the world is watching.
If
I hope that you don't black me off.
Again, I'll call you off again. My agenda is to order the government. If not up to 8, then leave now. You don't have to contrary to 8, I'll tell you up.
But man, it should not be like that. But let me tell you, the Liberian people that are watching here. Look, I want to state very clear that I am against any form of removing democratic elected president through means of protest or whatsoever. It is wrong. That is not the right way to go as a citizen of this country. We need to find alternative approach to national development in Liberia. Liberia can be developed. Liberia is rich, but Liberia lack of leadership. Zero leadership is lacking in Liberia. Even if you bring in new president through coup, how sure are you they will be able to do what is right in the interest of Liberian people?
They do it, you tell them out.
This is the problem. The reason is we need to look at statistics. You're discussing Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is well developed in Liberia. Burkina Faso got a budget of $90 billion. Liberia got a budget of what? 800 million. So Liberia, you cannot compare Burkina Faso with Liberia. Burkina Faso got foundation that Liberia don't have. Burkina Faso have produced good president before money Liberia. During those days in the 80s, 89, Burkina Faso, other president was assassinated because what the guy is doing exactly what the president was doing in Burkina Faso. So the DNA in Burkina Faso is not in Liberia. Liberia DNA is poverty. We love poverty. We love suffering. And we love to see our country dirty, depressed, and the citizens are begging in Liberia.
Liberia was not dirty when our immoral. Liberia was clean in the 80s. It was clean.
Liberia already dirty. Liberia have been dirty and remain dirty. Liberia don't change.
No, Samuel, you're wrong.
My brother, listen now, listen. The Liberia in the 80s, Liberia was not exposed. Liberia was not big. Population was less.
But it was clean.
Liberia was not developed.
But it was clean.
It was clean, but not everybody Liberia was clean. The place you guys were saying because you had little resources, it was clean. But if you leave outside, downtown Monrovia, outside railway, that was village. A complete village. Liberia never built. So, this radical approach you are pushing forward towards Liberia is the solution. Is this the solution? What
Prince,
suggested?
yourself,
What?
Prince, yourself, you come and you say in the Samuel, Prince Samuel, Liberia, you say they are corrupt. The only alternative Liberian, you yourself, you say, who will bring? Prince, a Liberian citizen, not protest for government to be overthrown. There will be no fear in any government that you put in power. Because let me tell you one thing about human being. Human being like action and repercussion. If human being know that people can take action, they will be feared to do certain things. You see, America, black people, they stood up, they died, but they stood up today to protest, and they are free. In Liberia, if you think protest is a taboo, you are mistaken. You see, all the children that came in the country then that couldn't protest, that protest free Egypt, that protest free Tunisia, that protest free Yemen. When the president go in plea and run away, they enter a palace. We have to show this action in Liberia. Then they see that enough is enough, that people are tired, that they will not condone for anybody, because you know why? They are divided for two political party. You know, they are divided for two political party until we realize that it's not our political party, it's not about supporting individual, it's about putting Liberia first and unite and stand against the bully that get rich quick scam that going on in Liberia. They call it get rich quick scam. Until we put end to a true protest, and the only way Liberia will progress.
Samuel,
Yeah.
how country can independent? A country got to fight for independence. And they got to fight, they got to go to war to gain independence.
Thank you.
So at the city, if your people want to be liberated, they have to fight for A.
There are a lot of countries around us who gain an independence without war.
Yeah, but still, if you want real freedom, you got to fight for A. It don't come easy. Freedom don't come easy. How many years the Liberian people got to be going through this? Do you know the poverty rate in Liberia? The people going to school, they can't get jobs.
You have to define the freedom you want to discuss here. Because what kind of freedom are you talking about? Because Liberia don't have freedom. Liberia don't have economic freedom.
So,
Liberia don't have economic freedom because of the corrupt leader in having Liberia. Like the city will say, yeah.
That's how you give freedom.
How you gain it? You have to remove them. You gotta remove them by any means necessary. That's the city will say.
Listen to me. Here is my point here. Here's my point here. Go and carry the overthrow in Liberia, but let's look at statistics and let's create our country based on statistics. There are countries that are going to cool because the foundation of that country is stable. The economic system of that country is stable. Everything in that country is stable. All the country is stable. Liberia foundation of economic is not stable. Nothing in Liberia is stable. You don't have stable electricity, safe drinking water, job creation. You don't produce your own food. You don't produce anything. You don't have economic system. The foundation is strong. So if you go carry on protest in Liberia, what foundation are you going to stand on to say the country foundation is so strong, is so solid, we will just move forward and face the system? You don't have no foundation.
No.
Liberia is a simple country.
No.
It's a very simple country.
You know why you can start from? You gotta cut all the wasteful spending. Like where you supposed to start from? Like where you so let me ask you, right? How a country as poor as Liberia, if you go replace a baking for money every day, your representatives will be getting paid $50,000-$60,000.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Look, let me tell you, brother.
So the poverty in Liberia, it was created. It's man-made. It's man-made.
Brother, let me tell you something. The problem in Liberia, it is a man-made problem. It was not God-made problem. You go to church, you pray for now the judgment day. God will never listen to you because God is not going to create poverty in Liberia. In Liberia, that cause that problem. But let me tell you something.
So, Liberian leader cause the problem.
We should not be fooled by anyone that will carry on protesting Liberia or coup, remove Joseph Bogatu coup will solve the problem. Who is the one who will be a coup leader? What is the foundation? What are they done so much for the country, for themselves, that they're going to carry a coup in Liberia? What are they done?
No, we're not saying coup.
Oh, so please, hold on.
Wait, is not coup.
Hold on. Let me hold something there. So Samuel,
Yeah.
so when you're bringing Joseph Boga in power, did he ask what have you done for Liberia?
Joseph Boga too went through a democratic process.
No. But when they continue the protest and until they come for power, you think they not went through democratic process?
My man, Joseph Boga went through the democratic process.
No. When a citizen taking from power to protest, that democratic way, or taking your leader from power, that's how the citizen express themselves.
Liberia protest. Liberia have right to protest. But if we're going to project coup in the country, then we are doing the wrong thing.
Because hold on, the country called Liberia, you see, in Western world, when they put protest, they say resign, they put down, they resign.
They resign, yes.
Because they put in power. In Canada, our prime minister resigned. Did you know how he resigned? The people say resign, he resigned. But in Liberia, when he say resign, they won't fight back. So when they fight back, you fight back because you elected them democratically. So you get a
When did the prime minister of Canada resign? What year was that?
He just resigned.
Jeff resigned. He resigned
2 weeks ago. He resigned.
The prime minister of Canada never resigned. It turns over.
No, he resigned. They told him to resign. He resigned and they elected the new guy.
Yeah.
No. He now resigned. He now resigned two folks. Let me tell you.
He resigned.
No, go look it up.
The man prime minister said, "Well, president, it's over."
Prince, in Canada, there is no change here. You can extend as much you want to. He resigned because the person he might resign. So someone from the party take over, or Labour leader take over.
The party told him to resign, but not because the economic system of Canada is bad. The party told him we need new leadership.
He resigned because economic constraint. The country was going to mess, and he resigned.
No, Prophet K, man.
Samuel.
That guy never resigned because of economic condition, bro.
Samuel.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there is something called citizen uprising. It's not war.
Thank you.
When the people are tired, they rise to stand against their corrupt leaders and tell them, say, listen, it's time for you to go. When your time reach, they will pull you out. You gotta go. Like while the Liberia saying, Joseph Boga, now Joseph Boga, you have to leave.
You have to go.
There's too much of wasteful spending in Liberia. I understand. I come here begging you for money, but you see me, I driving a Bentley. What sense say me? I come to you now, Samuel, I say,
brother.
Samuel,
Liberian government had to change that mindset and develop a growth mindset in order to.
But since they can't change that mindset, the people got to make them to change that mindset by removing them from power.
Who will not be successful in Liberia? Nobody can who in Liberia be successful now.
It's not a coup. No, it's not a coup. It's called citizen uprising. It's not a coup. When you are tired, you say you gotta leave. When the citizens stand up to you,
Let me ask you, Running man. Let me ask you one question, though. Running man. Let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
Why are you against Joseph Boga government to resign?
Because he lied.
What do you mean? Why against the city government? What are you doing?
Because he lied.
Huh?
The city government in the elementary.
Peter coming. Every he spoke against you come and you the so that
in the city. Wait, you not see it? Samuel.
You laugh.
How much it costs for Joseph Boga to fly on Liberia every time?
I against Joseph Boga traveling. I criticize all the time.
Oh. But the city government was doing, right?
I criticize Joseph Boga government or traveling.
Okay.
I even criticize the Joseph Boga government or buying expensive car in our country when Liberia need to kind of cars them. Then you forgot facing the road. I criticize it.
But Samuel, criticizing will not action. It can't work in Africa. You need action.
Who gonna carry action in Liberia? Who?
But please,
people.
Okay, Samuel, tell me why you told Joria from power. Why you are against that you told Joria from power? Tell us.
Thank you. I hope you allow me to express myself.
Yeah, express that. No, I want you to be specific. Go straight to the point. Why you told Joria from power because of change? Why you told Joria from power?
Yes. I personally rise against CDC and tell Liberia to vote against the CDC government for many reasons. One of the reasons is so we are failing Liberian people in so many ways.
Okay.
The example are there and you can see.
Okay.
Number one, so we are playing professional circles around the world and make millions of dollars. You and I, we don't have no history of job. We are building more than 2 horses in Liberia in 1 year time. Never. It was only through the presidency that John Weah were able to build more than 50 horses in less than 2 years. That alone, he set a clear foundation for other government officials to engage in stealing in our country. It was wrong. In order to remove John Weah from his power, that's the right thing we did. We ran against him for investing private property in Liberia, then investing in the presidency. That was my reason of removing John Weah. And I'm proud of that.
All right, like a reason, right? Okay, now.
Yeah.
No.
Why you want to keep...
Hold on. Men that take government funds and buy a car for $1.2 million and John Weah that bail us where you charge on accusation, not government money. You see the difference here? A man that take government money and buy $1.2 million. Hold on. A man that took $1.2 million of taxpayer money and buy a bulletproof car where people is in need, where nobody care about killing you. And a man, when you accuse, not use government money, but you only accuse you of building us. Who is taking power now?
Thank you. You asked a very good question. Now let me ask you a question. Let me explain to you. Don't call me off though. Let me tell you something. John Weah is wrong 100%. Because you know why? We are private property and John Weah property. John Weah will not give me that property and hold that property and go sleep there. I will never enjoy it. That John Weah property was for him. That alone, we are benefit. The car that Joseph Boga buy is for the state. It's not for Joseph Boga. It belongs to the state. It's not even for Boga. The next person that they will use it. No, that's not the point. Okay, that's not the point. That's not the point. Can Joseph Boga use John Weah property? Yes or no?
No, hold on.
That's a deal.
Samuel,
the great man. Yes or no?
Prince, I'm the moderator. I got a right to break in. I'm the moderator.
Go ahead.
Prince,
I respect you.
Prince, I got a right to break in.
Yeah.
That person that coming, they not only say they're so scared they want bulletproof. He have no right buying bulletproof in Liberia. You understand? He had no right. Nobody against him. Nobody people against him, but nobody won't kill him. We got leaders in that country that are involved in war. Man, I'm saying, never in bulletproof car. Don't leave the excuse. You see, the excuse that we always get.
I'll give you a reason though.
No, it's not a reason.
It's not a fucking reason. It's not a reason.
He don't need it.
By the way, the border producer Boga buy it at 1 million. 1 million. No, 400,000 for one. And he bought one. The other 1,000 is you for the security.
Let me ask a question, right? Let me ask a question.
He got one. Start lying. I just posted.
Go on. Let me ask you, right? Should I spend 500,000 on a bulletproof, right? But your international airport, no stable electricity. You don't think that money could have been used?
I criticized the government yesterday. I said, this is shit. This is embarrassment.
Please, we don't keep criticizing government. We have to make them resign. Yeah. You don't criticize you too much. They criticize you 1 time, 2 times, the 10th time, they say resign. You have to resign.
But brother, who's gonna make you about to resign?
We.
The citizen. How?
True citizen uprising. How many times?
Why is citizen and citizen in Liberia hungry already? They ain't got no strength. How are they going to tell you about? The people every day they wake up, they worry what to eat. They worry what to provide for their children. They got strength to go protest.
Don't forget, a hungry man is
us.
Okay, let me ask you that. Samuel, let me ask you that.
Yeah.
Okay, how was the war in Liberia sponsored?
The war in Liberia.
And the see Liberians in America sponsor it?
Yes.
So if the people don't want to be president, the same way America was sponsoring them to go and take you for power.
How?
What do you mean how? citizen
They
of
want
Brazil.
for promoter in America because the Liberians in America want about red that Liberians in America are divided.
No, that's not true. The Liberians in America not happy with Jonah Burger. That's not true. They're not happy with him.
No Liberian in America can stand out red a cover war or protest in Liberia. That Liberia hall will be burned down in America. Yeah, we're not going to support it.
That's true. It's a war. They say protest.
Protest. You can protest. You can protest Liberia, but Liberia can still go protest. Liberia don't know how to protest, my brother. Liberia go bluff. Man, you don't know Liberia, bro, right? Liberia, look, when you like see Muslim people go protest, they go bluff. They all favor bullshitting. They go copper. They go
let me ask you, right? Let me ask you one more question. Let me ask you one more question. Because let me ask you, right? They turn to our power. When Costa organized June 7 protest, who sponsored that protest?
Nah, how long they put a life for?
No, hold on, let me ask you one more. And when they sponsored that protest, didn't Joey got a friend and had to bribe Costa to cancel that protest?
Joey was not a friend. No, they're not true.
No, they were a friend.
Joey was not a friend.
They were a friend of the people.
Joey was not a friend. In fact, that project was the largest project in the history of Liberia, but by 5 p.m., that project was over. And that project was set up for 2 days. Yes, Joey has to resign. But Liberia don't know how to protest. I just tell you.
Because they use cat violence to make the people not stay there.
Yeah, they're not protest. My man, we're going to protest. We're going to protest. They're not cat violence against anymore. The objective is clear. You go and remove the government that said no compromise. If anything that compromise or get money will not protest, it was a chopping play. Liberia don't know how to chop. They don't know how to protest.
No, you know what? Because those are leading the protest, it's not Liberian people. Those that are leading the protest, they betray the people because they were corrupt. So you need a protest that's corruption free, that has the mindset.
You know what Joey was saying that when the minute protesting? Joey was saying that laughing at them because Joey knew that by 4 o'clock they took and what happened at 4 o'clock?
Okay, so why did they use cash to sabotage the protest? They use cash. I
just told you, brother. Are you paying attention? I said Liberia don't know how to protest because they are greedy.
No. Samuel, let me get to where you're wrong, right? In every stuff is leadership ability. You see, the country, if you got good leader that are not into that corruption mindset, the country will run good. It seems as protest. If you have a protest leader that don't have that corrupt mindset, the protest will be successful. Let me tell you one thing, because when people trust in you and follow you, if you have that clear mindset, if you have that motive, that revolution motive, that this is the mission that will go on and want to accomplish it, regardless of what happens, you will prevail, you will succeed. But those that lead a protest, they were corrupt. So in order to bring people that the corrupt people that were at the front of the protest, made the protest was unsuccessful.
And now, the nothing why the protest will also fail because the protest don't have no vision. There was no vision for the protest. The protest was just sending message to where there was no vision.
Let me ask you. You supported that protest against your way, but you don't want to support a citizen.
No. If you watch my page, I never support protest against CDC because I was against it. I said Liberia is not ready for protest, and the protest will be a fair protest. And I have never support any protest against any government in Liberia. No,
my man. Let me tell you, y'all need to stop. Liberian people need to stop because let me tell you, if you keep sympathizing with the Liberian government,
you got a big boy over there, man.
If you keep sympathizing with it, you slap people in Liberia. Liberia not going nowhere. Liberia will never go anywhere. If you keep saying,
my man,
no, we can't do it.
Let me give me 1 minute. Let me close. I gotta get back to work. Let me close question. I go to work. Look, let me tell you something. Liberia is very poor, my brother. Liberia is very poor. Liberia is poor, it's undeveloped, and very disorganized country. You understand? We're praying that the Joseph Boga government would think for the interest of the Liberian people, most especially the Liberian that stood up in that ring in that sun. And I have the ring when they launched that campaign. I saw the ring, and Liberians are afraid of ring. If people that came out in that ring and stand up, look, when I ring for, I saw the ring, I knew that John Weir time was over. Mr. President, if you are listening to the thing here, you got to rebrand your idea. Rebrand your idea and put the country interest first above anything. You got to restructure the government in terms of salary structure in that country. No way the government and the country in Liberia, government be making 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 15,000 a month in Liberia when the citizens in the country are poor and suffering. It's wrong, Mr. President. So you need to stand up and make the right interest decision for the country and for the interest of the people there. For me, I don't support protest against the country, brother. God bless
Thank
you.
you, thank you, Samuel. Thank you. Yeah.
Joseph Boakai need to be gone before the beginning of 2026. You see, Prince. That's why I'm pushing, right? Liberians need to start getting naked ideas that the citizen voice their frustration to what? Peaceful protest, right? That's how citizens express themselves to government. Because number one, the representation for citizens is a representative. So if your representative cannot deliver your message, what happens, please?
You get in the streets.
You get on the street because what between we and the executive is the legislature, right? Yeah. We speak to our representative. They are our representation for us. So they go and cry for us. But if they are bored by corruption, we had no alternative but for us to take our own action by going to protest. That's how citizens express themselves through protest. So it's now taboo. So they're making it a big taboo in Liberia, making people to be afraid that, oh, it brings war. That's a blatant lie. Protest not bring war. Protest is to voice your frustration and voice voice your frustration, voice what you need and what you don't accept. That's what protest is intended for. So when you go and ask for resignation, that's your right to ask someone that you voted for to resign. Yeah, the people do it and they resign peacefully. But in Africa, it comes with fight. So you ought to be prepared for the fight. So in Africa, when you ask for the resignation, when they refuse, you go and reassemble and come back and bring a riot. So from protest, it changes to riot. So riot, you overrun the government and take them from power, and you ask for an interim government for 1 year, 1 or 2 years, and bring a legitimate government to the ballot box. When it happens in Liberia now, you will see the next government will be afraid of Liberian people. They will say Liberian people don't take shit no more. Enough is enough. Because if you don't do the task that they told you to do, they will come back for you and take you from power.
Exactly.
These people will respect Liberians. Otherwise, Liberia would never progress and Liberia would never succeed if Liberians start thinking about protest, massive protest in our country. That's the only way you express yourself. Protest is not taboo.
First, the people need to realize, the Liberian people need to also understand, these people, they are your employees. The people you elect in office, they're supposed to be working for you, the employer. Liberian people, you're the employer. You start being a subordinate to these people. Everything they say, yes, sir. Who drive on the opposite side of the road in the country? Una in Liberia, and I see that happy. Bunch of stupid things that they can just say they pass it into law. Yeah. You saw the video where 7 o'clock, wake up 5 o'clock, you feel gonna be traffic.
In the first disappointment, they put into law to drive on the opposite lane. It shows that they have no leadership. They have no leadership ability. Why will you put people left in danger? In Liberia, you allowed to, because they are government officials, they are allowed to drive in the opposite lane where cars come in your direction. And not putting left and promoted in danger.
Exactly.
So those are the change you guys looking for. Those are the people you think that they can bring the truth meaningful development of Liberia when you're driving on the opposite lane. And please,
that's it. The people, the country, I saw the go. Sometimes I can just sit down. I can't be shaking my head because the people are a disappointment in our country.
Because you stay down because you got no action to take. So that just like you, that's how all Liberians in Liberia just sit down and shake their head because they are cowards. When the cowards sit down and shake their head, we're all taking action against what they don't believe in. You put in power and you ask them for the resignation. Our prime minister in Canada, they asked him to resign, he resigned. The thing not going right, you resign. When you come to the people, you tell them, when you come, you will bring in, there will be no corruption, you will cease Jawia property, because Jawia boy property in less than 3 months when you go in power. Up to now, Jawia take the property. So when you said Jawia stole money and he built it. So you tell me, are you telling me? Because when you accuse somebody, you have to get evidence.
Right.
You got the evidence. You said Jawia was corrupt. In less than 2 months, he built 40 houses. After now, Jawia property cannot be seized, and you got evidence, and that shows that you guys scheme with deception. You guys lie. You got political means to lie on Jawia, because there is no way up to now, knowing that Jawia took capital funds, taxpayer money to build a house. And you people say your opposition, you got evidence that Jawia built house 6 months. And Jawia still got up to now, Jawia not in court, and the present government now sees the project yet. If you have all the evidence that Jawia stole money and built houses in Liberia, and you can seize it to make it government project, please.
Because they don't have no evidence.
They lie.
No evidence. They lie to the people. They don't have no evidence. No evidence of corruption. They fool the people. Yeah. They fool the Liberian people. Now they can't, now they get enriching that set. They get making that set rich. So that bugger catching private jet every day. He going to the play. He going to the play. Yeah. Oh, day. You know how much it costs to be on a private jet every day? Yeah. No more it costs. You're just wasteful in our country there, spending like proper money. You're just suffering it. Yeah.
Prince, get your closing statement. I can't go.
Yeah, man. Tell you what, bringing me on.
No,
You know,
guess the party's statement.
The Liberian people need to stand up to their bullies, because I feel like the government in Liberia, the government officials in Liberia, they bully the Liberian people too much. They intentionally keep the Liberian people in poverty. They are not creating any type of avenue for employment for the Liberian people. All they do is talk, and steal. And when they're passing in a car, they don't even care how the Liberian people are feeling. So my message to the Liberian people: stand up for yourself. There is something called citizen uprising. You need to arise and stand to that big corrupt government and remove Joseph Brother from power by every means necessary.
Yes.
That's my message to the Liberian people. Enough is enough. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
So thank you for putting me on classic.
Thank you. You hear it? Protest is now taboo. Protest is now taboo. Because in Liberia, it's the get rich quick scam going on in Liberia. Get rich quick scam. You got to the people that Jawia stole money. You said Jawia paid 40 houses by stealing money. It means that you got proof. It means that you got proof. And Jawia stole money in less than 2 months to build 40 houses. Why the houses are not confiscated now by the government? It happens in so many countries. In Indonesia, they seized the president property. It happened the ex-president. It happened in Philippines. It happened in our country. And the guy was sure that Jawia stole money. You got evidence. That's why he told the Liberian people. He said Jawia, in less than 2 months, Jawia was corrupt. He stole money and built 40 horses. Why up to now those horses are not in court? Why up to now those horses are not confiscated by the government? Why? Why those horses are not confiscated by the government? Because the taxpayer money bought building horses. That was not deception. You're allowing Jawia to gain power, and you're getting power now. You're stealing money, Jawia. There is no way you'll be sure that Jawia stole money and built all the property in Liberia, and up to now, Jawia stay in possession of those property as a government official. It means that all you guys collude. All you guys collude. It means that all you guys collude. All you guys are corrupt. All you guys are in sin. So there is no difference that John Papa Weston John rest. So that means that there is no change. That will talk against things when they bring you do the same things. They mean that there is no change. So all you guys are clean. Why does your property stay in your possession? Why does your property stay in your possession? You guys rain campaign on those property. You guys rain campaign that you guys will show that Jawia stole money to build these houses. Why Jawia is stay in possession of those property? Why those property are not seized by this present government to be investigated, to be in court? For Jawia to prove how he earned those property. Why is still in Jawia's hands? Because you got lied into power. There's no way the government should be in power. The government should be overthrown. The government lied too much to the people to be in power. The government should be overthrown by the end of the year. Jawia should go. He should go. He lies. He should go. SB, how you doing, my brother? I seen you like brother few days. I seen your comments, your post, your disappointment. But my brother, please, I beg you, like your country, only you can change that country. You know, for all your experience in Canada, I appeal to you, SB. I appeal to you. If you get discouraged, then you are discouraged. The masses, SB, hold on there. You can bring the change that Liberian want, because for your experience, for your experience, we know that you can bring change. So I beg you to stay in there and be patient with our people and bring the change that needed. Welcome to the show, SB.
Thanks, man. How you doing?
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm a little jet lagged. I had a long trip back. Yeah,
Oh, you back now?
Yeah, I got back this morning.
Oh, okay. Welcome back home.
Yeah, thank God I got back this morning safely. So I'm just trying to catch up with the time difference and get ready for work in the next few days.
I saw your experience. I've been reading your post.
Yeah, you know what? The trip was good and bad in some ways. Good in the fact that we celebrated my 80th birthday.
Yeah.
And I took my brother's ashes back. My brother Henry that passed away. So one of his requests on his dying bed was for us to take his ashes back to the mission. He went to a mission when he was a young boy, and he wanted us to put his ashes in the lake by the mission, because that way he got baptized.
Okay.
All the way in Boncante. So it was an interesting ride for me, because that was one of my, as an adult, that was one of my first time going in a village. We went to Banga City, then we drove to about 6 different villages within. So it was interesting. The roads weren't the greatest, but I mean it was a great experience. And we got that done. And on our way back, we had some car issues. So, but it was a good experience. Good experience. As far as the country, I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible, because Liberia is so gifted geographically. Liberia is so gifted with lots of natural resources. One of the things that caught my attention on my way to Liberia, when we got to, because I went to Ethiopia. From Toronto, I flew 13 hours to Ethiopia, and then from Ethiopia to Monrovia. And one of the things that caught my attention was the amount of foreigners I was on the plane, specifically Chinese national. There were so many of them on a flight from Ethiopia to Liberia. And I was just like, wow, man, what all these guys are going to do in Liberia? Some of the other Liberian folks that were on the flight, they were all asking the same thing. But anyways, we got to Liberia, and it's just I'm trying to find the right way to describe my experience because I don't want to be one of those people to say you come from abroad and all you guys do is just try to be negative. So I'll try to be as positive. I will talk about the positives. The positive out of Liberia is that the people are determined. I gotta be honest with you. And when I say determined, you can see that with all of the challenges and the hardship that they face on a daily basis, they get up every morning classic, they go about a business, trying to make something out of their lives. One of the fond memories I had with me, I was just telling someone today was, I saw a girl, beautiful girl, right by the EW junction, pushing a wheelbarrow selling cucumbers. Yeah, I am. I'm under the weather. The last few days of my trip, I think the dust kind of was giving me a bit of a problem. So I got some sinus issue, but I'm feeling better. I saw this young girl classic pushing the wheelbarrows full of cucumbers, and I said to myself, I said, how many cucumbers she gonna sell today to make enough money to feed herself and her family?
Yeah.
And it stuck with me because I'm like, I kept picturing my daughters. I'm like, yeah, imagine my daughters in this hot sun, and we were in the car though. And my daughter in this hot sun pushing a wheelbarrow with just take my guess, cucumbers. You know what I'm saying? Cucumbers. How many cucumbers that young girl can sell in a day for her to be able to go home and say, you know what, we have enough to eat. So you could just see that this is someone who was just looking for that next meal just for today. Doesn't matter if she sold 1 cucumber or 2 cucumbers or 3.
Yeah.
Any little thing she could get from that cucumber sale, that was gonna be her meal or her and her family meal for the day. Yeah, that was that. But another thing I saw that really, left, impression on me was when we were driving to Banga along the EW highway, after you pass red light going towards Kakata, man, the people were buildings. Liberians are buildings, homes. I was shocked because I was last in Liberia in 2019. So that whole road going towards Kakata, I mean, people are developing the place. People are building their own private homes.
And you know what you did? You know that they are developing with no layout.
That's true. That's true. They are because here when you build, I'm coming up. They have there's certain a passageway that the government put in place that you cannot build.
Yes.
In Liberia, when you get your land, you just build the land. There's no such thing as
no layout. Like
exactly.
You say we want certain houses here. This is how we want the view to look.
Yeah.
This is how we want it to be in line. Structured in line, like the alphabet, to be straight constructed in line. That's how we want the beat to be. Like, bro, A, Z, 9, 0, market, all over. So, when people talk about development, I just laugh.
Yeah, so people people have lands, and you're right, they're just building. Everybody, trying to put a structure down, trying to make the house look as nice as possible. So, as much as what you're saying is true, that was a bit of an encouragement to see. Another thing was there were a lot of Liberians in the diaspora who are going back and are venturing into entrepreneurship. People are opening businesses, they're hiring locals. So for me, that was encouraging. I actually opened 2 businesses before I left, to be honest with you. And I've always said this. There's no government in the world that can develop any country or any nation without the private sector. And I'll be honest with you, there's still a lot of challenges in the private sector because there's no trust. Honestly, there's no trust. Even myself, when we went to buy things with at the local market, my cousin said, "Oh, my man, staying over there because as long as see you with me, the prices go up 200%." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I went to my old neighborhood. I don't know if you saw the video up on Cathedral, behind Cathedral there.
Yeah.
And where they had old government hospital.
Up the hill.
I forgot the lawmaker name, but whoever he is, I was looking at the old government hospital field because I used to play on that field. And now they broke down the old government hospital. So they put 2 little goalposts, one on each end of the field. And then he built like a little concrete area to sit. So I was asking the guys, I said, who did this? They said, oh, that was the lawmaker that was his project. And I got pissed off. Yeah, man. I got mad. Then the guy, one of my friends that grew up, he said, oh, yeah, they making, he did well. So I told him, I said, stop it. I said, stop this thing. I mean, look, let me tell you something. If you must be a lawmaker and you say you want to take on a project, your project should be something that should last a community for decades to come, for generations to come. I'm like, you telling me if this man wanted to do something on this area, you telling me he couldn't have put some kind of turf or something that make it look more refreshing, make it look more like a playground or a field or pitch, like George we did with the pitch in I think Cloudtown or whatever he did, the one he I think it's Cloudtown, and then he did invisible parks and stuff like that. I'm not here preaching Joria praises, but I'm saying if you're going to do something like that as a lawmaker, as someone who's serving the community, do it so that when people come, they can see it and say, you know what, my children can play on this for years to come. But the same old big rock that I left there.
Oh my
since
God, those rock, I remember it.
Because the same thing that man when he took two little goalposts, they painted the goalpost with whitewash, then he put it down, then he built some little stand, then he said that project. The same old dusty road in different and Basatan, all these different places when you go, everything still look the same. And it begs me to ask the question: if you're a lawmaker for 6 years, why should I come to a community and not only the community look the same to some extent and look worse than it did when you took over? Why does this keep happening to our country? I know, you come on here, you talk about the government, then I will get to the government. But I'm talking about these lawmakers, these senators.
Oh, they are witchcraft.
Yombli Kanga house. When LEC is gone and you go in that area, all the houses there are in darkness, except her house, in a fence, electrified. It's sad to see, but at the end of the day, you can't blame these people. You have to blame the people that go and vote for them. And they keep doing the same thing year in and year out.
Yeah.
I mean, the basic aesthetic of the country, it looks bad. UP Garden were bragging about them fixing the road on Freeport at that time, going towards and Freeport, right? Because the road is made out of cement, not even real quota. Who fixed road? All the countries you have traveled to, where have you gone and you not see quota looking?
But wait. SB, let me hold you there. SB, Liberian people don't take notes. They don't observe because they are distracted. Let me get you the first hint when they get in power, the first mistake. Liberia has one of the beautiful weather in Liberia where you can rain season, right? SB, that's just more rain season, right?
Yeah.
The first thing the people do to think that they convene a report that they keep for development, they went to EW Junction to put turf to that junction.
Yeah.
Why rush to put turf? How can you live in a country where you got rain season, then you put artificial grass? Because the people that make your common sense when I say turfs, more than when I understand it. To put false grass to the roundabout. Why you couldn't take your time? You're not in a hurry. You're there for 6 years. When you couldn't take your time, you bring flowers, you grow the flowers, you bring the carpet, you grow it, you water it grow by itself. You can't grow false grass.
Reason why they do it. Let me tell you the reason why they do it.
To tell people that, oh, the person that job, you couldn't finish your key and finish it.
The
What
reason
is
why,
the wrong?
because of the maintenance. There's a problem in Liberia, right? A lot of projects that are done, to be honest with you, and this is on every single government, not just the UP government. They do these things to get political points, right? When they do these things, they don't do these things. They don't do these things for the long term. They don't do these things in the idea of government being a form of continuation. When you put a natural grass, you have to maintain it. You have to cut it. You have to water it. You have to maintain it. You have to have people to maintain it. You got to pay people to do these things so that it look. You see how they do here in Canada. For example,
Yeah,
when you drive on the Don Valley Parkway, I don't know if you know,
I know.
but when you drive on the Don Valley Parkway, there's an area where it's all natural grass, but they have it as an advertisement board, right? Those things, it's maintained. It's maintained year in, year out.
Thank you, man.
So
That job creation.
yeah, but the thing that shocked me was when I got to the Freeport, because before I went to Liberia, these men were bragging about how they're fixing the road on Vatam to the Freeport. So I said, cool. When I went to go look, they pretty much the material they're using is like cement. That's not something you use for, for any road, let alone a busy area like that. I tell you, by the time the rainy season come and water hit, you'll see big puddles, holes, everything will be right back where it was. So look, Liberia has so much potential. To be honest with you, we have so. I'm trying to be positive because I'm thinking outside of the box. That country has
No,
so
no,
much.
no. He left. You have to speak the truth. Whether
Hold
you
on.
like it or not, you have
No,
to
classic.
talk about the wrong you saw and the good you
No,
saw.
you're right. But
That's
what I'm
making the
trying to do is
Liberia.
I'm trying to not be too political, in my criticism. Right? For example, you take a place like D Calabash. D Calabash happens, I guess, is the most popular entertainment spot. If you witness one of the posts.
Hello. Oh, drop. You come back. Liberians, protest is now a taboo. That's why the get rich quick scam is on you guys. Protest is now a taboo. It's not a taboo. Protest is not a taboo. No one should fool you say when you protest, it will bring war. It's all fear tactics. It's all fear tactics to make you to be reluctant. To make you to be reluctant. It's all fear tactics to not be reluctant. Protests were meant. It was meant for citizens to express themselves. Citizens express themselves through protest. If your representative cannot deliver what you want she or he to do, you go through protest to deliver your message.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Yes, sir. I don't know what happened, but I was saying, I made a post. I say, as per, entertainment spot per square mile, Liberia has the most entertainment spots in the world because, bro, in a block, you drive one block, and on both sides of the road, in one block, you see at least 5 to 10 entertainment spots on each side of the road, and then everybody's playing music as loud as possible.
Yeah.
The people in the country love to have a good time, and I think part of the reason is, some folks just wake up in the day and be like, you know what, I have no hope. There's nothing gonna happen for me. The best thing I can do to kill time is just go sit down at an entertainment spot. And I just, believe it or not, more women in our country the women in our country party more than the men.
Damn it.
I'm being very honest with you. And if correct me if I'm wrong, I think the women drink probably even more.
Oh no, we get drink now. They get drink more than men.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, they drink more than
Lord
men.
have mercy. So it's going to take a special type of leader, with genuine love, because all the things you see the paper and talking before that whole Joseph Boyka and Canada SLA business thing came out. I was read by his house on last week Thursday. My niece lived across the street from his house in rehab there. On my way out, he was coming in, so they had to stop everyone. That was Thursday. When he came in on Thursday, those two cars that everybody's making noise about was not part of the convoy. It was on a Friday that everybody started seeing the two Escalade. This is the same papier that said if you had to ride wheelbarrow to go to work, you were going to ride wheelbarrow to go to work. And I know I see I see my,
Thank you.
I know. I see my brothers. And I said, look, let me tell you something, Classy. I'll be honest with you. I have no problems for Joseph Parker to fly in a $200 million private plane. I have no issue for him to drive a $160,000 car, as long as there are economic opportunity for the people of the country, that a young boy and a young girl can wake up and say, you know what, I can go work here and earn a living, or I can go to the school. I'm okay with it. But you can't be living and showcasing opulence. Why you have our young girls is selling cucumber in a wheelbarrow?
Prostituting too. Prostitute.
You know, I'm telling you right now, don't listen to anything you hear on Spoon or all these talk shows, all these nonsense.
They are politicians. They are politicians.
Our people are living in complete destitute in that country. All these things you see this guy. Let me tell you, you see Samuel Jackson, the Papa account on Facebook. When you finish talking all a BB board on Spoon, guess what? Here now at Opotos. He came there. I've seen Opotos. I saw him once against somewhere else. They go there, they sit down, they enjoy themselves good with a significant other. They want to feel they come on talk show to tell you guys what the country should be like and what it shouldn't be like. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that crap. Look, I told someone the other days, if anybody want to rescue Liberia, your focus right now should be on the ages of 5 to 13 years old.
Yes.
Because I can tell you right now, anybody between the age of 13 to 18, before they become eligible to vote, they're done. Then you look at the ages of 18.
But don't forget, in any society, those are the future of the nation that will be taken care of.
That's my point. Then you look at the ages of 18 to 60 years old. Those people's mind are already made up on, what they want to do in that country. The ones that between the ages of 13 to 18 are the ones now who are slowly being groomed into, either you are a UPS or you are a seditious. And I'm telling you right now, Classic, if we don't fight to put some foundation in for our kids between the ages of 5 to 13, by the time those kids turn 18, Liberia will probably be worse than it is now.
Yeah.
I'm being very honest.
Yeah.
That was one of my observations.
Yeah.
Most of the young people, you go to LU. I went to LU. I went to Stella Maris. I see young guys, young boys. All these kids want to talk about is politics. If you see one group, they're talking about their support for CDC. The next group, their support for UP. These kids are not even talking about their own future. They're not even focusing on their own future, where they may be in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I left that country thinking, man,
because the government not laying the foundation for children to think. You see, in China, other countries, the government laid the foundation for the children to think about the future.
I left that
focus on the development program.
I left Liberia thinking, I want young people between the ages of 5 to 13. They got to be, and I'm not saying the other ones don't matter, but they got to be protected. Something has to be done, because you see the problem with having a certain mindset, Classic, it trickles down. By the time the guy who 25 now, that's not telling the one in 18 or 15 that CDC is this or UP is this, they start believing.
Yeah.
The one who 15 start telling the one between the ages of 13 to 5. We can't allow this to happen.
Yeah.
That's not how you develop
the
a nation.
As the whole country.
It's
because
terrible.
when we were going on SB, we don't even knew our.
I didn't even know who my district leader was. I had no idea who my district leader was.
We don't even knew.
And then I took a visit. My cousin works at GFK, and I went to see one of my other buddies that works at GFK. So I decided to kill two birds with one stone, and I took a visit at GFK. 10 minutes into my visit, I left. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stay there. Just entering the hospital alone, Classic. The aesthetic of the building, you look up in the ceiling, you can see mold. The paint. Yes. The paint falling off. The ventilation system. My man, look, I'd rather stay home and die than to be taken to GFK. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
I'm sorry. Maybe because I work in healthcare and I've seen some of the best morning facilities in the world.
That's why I say they put people that y'all. That's why we don't want to be discouraged. We know you can save that country because you're into the healthcare fee. You're going to school for it.
They took me I went to the oncology ward. I think it's shut down now. And the guy was like, "Oh, this is where we used to do, cancer treatment and stuff." I said, "What?" I was
I
like,
know the bed thing was
"No."
50.
Oh my God, classic. There is I see, Rufus, on your people who are nurses who are in healthcare. There is no oncology ward you will go to that has concrete and cement where you do chemotherapy and stuff. I mean, I can't even put it into words.
So please, SB, can you believe anything for you? How is it supposed to be?
Well, first of all, when you go to the standards that are set in the US and Canada, right? When you go to these oncology world where you have hazardous materials and hazardous drugs that are being administered, another materials are non-porous, meaning water can't penetrate it, it cannot retain water. Even the beds they use, the material they use on the beds, and the reason for that is, anywhere you compound chemotherapy, hazardous drug, or where you administer chemotherapy, these things have to have the capability of being able to be clean with a certain type of material so that there's no residue left behind to affect the environment. My man, when I went over there and I saw concrete, I'm like, not only the patients are not being given the proper care, but the people who are providing the care are at risk as well.
Damn it.
There's no, first of all, there was no ventilation system. No. You go to the emerge, the people are signing a waiver saying that they cannot get beds, so they're signing a waiver that they will be seated on benches or on the floors. People are vomiting in the hallway, and there's no one to clean it. Look, I don't want to give you a vivid description. I really don't. Where patients are waiting, people are vomiting literally.
Sad, man.
And
sad for that country.
To think of it, you see government officials making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
President
I want
Biden.
shed tears. I want cry.
Oh my God. You would think any meaningful Liberian and a leader at best would say, you know what? Forget LEC. If we can get LEC running, we'll take care of it later. But let's focus on our healthcare. Let's tackle our healthcare system. We must make it better because the Liberian people deserve it. You would think that a meaningful Liberian and a leader would want to do it. These people don't give two crap about that country.
They don't care. Because you know why they don't care, SB? Because Liberians are sleepers. They call them sleepers. They are sleepy.
My cousin works at JFK, and he said on average, and he was just saying on average, and he said it could be more. But he said on average, at least 8 people die every day at JFK.
I think the less pain in Liberian are 40 years old.
When I put up the JFK in the car, I saw a whole bunch of people sitting outside, and they have a little palava hut. It's like a little round little place. So I was like, what are these people doing? And my cousin said, oh, these are family members. When you bring your patient, when you bring your family,
do you think that based on lack of our medical system like bro, the less pain like bro now that are 45 years old?
Well, the thing is, let me be honest with you, right? The thing is, we have some of the best. Okay, if you look at what the doctors and the healthcare professionals are giving to work with in Liberia every day, they're actually very good, bro. What's lacking in the country? First of all, the CT scan that was donated to the hospital, the CT scan not working because they don't have proper maintenance care. They don't even have, my cousin told me when the CT scan broke, they brought some guy from where he said they brought a guy from some African country. When the guy came, the guy had 2 people on 2 different phones communicating with him. So clearly he didn't know what he was doing.
Amen.
Oh, by the way, when I got there class day, the elevators out of service, not working. So the people pretty much are when they need to take people for CT scan, they have to take them out of wheelchairs and stuff and tow them up the stairs. Listen, I don't want to come over here and say these things because they will say, oh, You know, when you start talking anything, they can say, "Oh, because
you are patriotic Liberian. It's not about politics. You telling people what you saw. I saw you. I saw your expression, your face expression. You were so disappointed, but you are enjoying yourself because of your country. You love your country. You went home and you want the men in the medical field.
we can do better. I'll be honest.
And you know what you saw.
I'll be honest with you. We can do better. The resource. There is no excuse for our people, the citizens of Liberia, to go to hospitals in a condition that I saw JFK in. There's no excuse. You want to talk about being a UPS, you want to talk about being a seditian, you want to call me his guy, say whatever you want. There is absolutely no excuse. If all of our leaders come together and say, just for the sake of our Liberian people, we must improve our healthcare, they can do it. There's no excuse for it to be in the condition what is in. And then in the evening time, when one senator leaving, wherever they're leaving, or one lawmaker leaving, everybody got sirens. They all got sirens because they want everybody to know that they're in power. So why showcase that you're someone of importance? But the work that you guys claim you're doing, the Liberian people cannot actualize those work. They're not seeing it. They're not feeling it. There is no reason for JFK Hospital to be where it is, for Catholic Hospital to be. I just know that if these guys really want to do well in our country, classic for the Liberian people, they can do it.
Of course, they couldn't get money for what they are doing to brainwash the Liberian people that Liberia is poor. No,
it's not poor.
Poor, and we are a rich nation where the resources have been mismanaged by incompetent people.
My flight left yesterday morning at 10:45 a.m. Just as I landed in Toronto, I started seeing all the posts that when Brussels came in last night, the night before, because my flight left, when Brussels came in, the airport was dark. First of all, when you get to the airport, you look up in the city, you can see some of the lights blinking. When a light fuse is about to blow, it can start blinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you see at the airport. You get that light blinking. When we were leaving, they had one old scale. They
will say that we are putting there, so that's why it's blinking at that. They won't say new government in power to take care of it, but they will say but that what we are left here.
Leaving, they have one old scale that everybody can go with a bag on. So I was saying to the girl, I'm like, for this size of this airport, this terminal, you're telling me you can get 2, 3, 4 scales? One scale that everybody going on to go with a bag. Like, come on, bro. The thing that frustrates me is the easiest, simplest things that could be done. We don't do it.
Yeah.
Gosh. But like I said, with all of the negative, there are lots of positive. I will encourage people.
SB, I want to ask you. Now, the way you went there now, after a long year, do you encourage to go and do more for your people, or
yes,
bit?
Yes, I'm actually encouraged.
Okay.
Just so you know, and most people don't know this. Y'all know I'm no fan of DeLon, and I get on his case. But I don't like to go on Facebook to be bragging about things I do. I sent a whole box of medication to the rehab center, just so you know that.
Yeah.
Sampi Pro is my witness. I sent it to Diallo. It was delivered and received. They called me, they thanked me. I plan on doing more. I met a young man because I was doing some work with Leo at the Liberian Learning Center.
Yeah.
I met a young man that opened his own clinic. These are the unsung heroes that people don't hear about and you don't see. He's from the New Jersey area. He opened his own clinic. Guess what this guy is doing? No. This guy is providing services to do abdominal hernia. Yes, and that's a common thing in Liberia with Liberian men. That's why. So I took his number. He and we kept in touch. I told him when I get back here, I will be providing antibiotics, anti-inflammatories.
Hey, man, thank you, man. You
got a hero, man. And other medication because I was so impressed with the work that he was doing, him and his team. And there are a lot of good things. There are a lot of Liberians from the diaspora who are doing things in Liberia, and I'm encouraged to go back. And when I say I'm encouraged to go back, it's not because it's going to be easy. It's just because if Liberia becomes better, there will be so many opportunities for myself and many others in the diaspora to go and explore. And if you become a successful entrepreneur in our country, we'll be able to take away some of the burden from the government by empowering our people to employment, to scholarship, to a lot of different things that we can do. Because I'll tell you what,
We just need for the government to establish the foundation. That's all.
and you know what, it will take some time. But I tell you what, if any person staying here today, any Liberian who's watching the show or who goes on Spoon or all the other network, you listen to all these guys come on and they talk all the foolishness they talk. If you think politics in that country will develop that country, you are wrong. You are wrong. Because I see that they don't care about what people. These guys want to be in power. They want to be senator. They want to be lawmaker because there's impunity in that country. Nobody gets held accountable for all the bad things that they do. I got it. Let me say this quickly. I arrived in Liberia. I left here on Sunday. When I left Toronto, I arrived in Liberia on a Monday. The next day, Tuesday, I was invited to speak at a program where they empower young women to take control of their lives and to not, get into the street or sleep with teachers for grades and these things. And I went there. I spoke to those young people, those young women. Shout out to my friend Lisa for inviting me to that. It was actually a great experience on my part. And I spoke to those young women. And there was some young men who were there. After we had that conversation, all those little boys came running to me. All of them. And you know what they were saying to me? Classic. As cliche as this may sound, they kept saying to me, "Oh, I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk. I want to learn to speak to you." So, you know what I said to them? I said, "Don't focus on how I speak." I said, "I was just like you, a young boy. I used to wear cut slipper. I used to patch my slipper with it. We used to put a knife in the coal. When the knife get hard, then we take it, we patch our slipper." I said, "I used to do that. I went to cathedral." I said, "But what you need to do is, I want you to stay in school. I want you to study hard. I want you to be an honor roll student." And I said, "One day you'll talk even better than I do." And I shook their hands. I had a little bit of thing, cash on me. I share a little bit of stuff with them. But just to see that enthusiasm and that encouragement in them, because for me, they saw me as a guy that came from a road, but someone they could relate to.
Yeah.
I didn't have no fancy big Lexus Jeep or Mercedes Benz, nothing. I was wearing a button-up shirt and the jeans and sneakers.
Yeah.
But I spoke to them from the heart, and I try to encourage these young people. And I usually, when I do these things, I use myself as a case study. And I told them about my daughters, how my kids are here and they have all these opportunities, but they can be that too if they just stick to their dream and not let people take advantage of them. And it was refreshing to see that with all of the difficulties in that country, the young people still have hope. And how our leader cannot see that our young people still have hope.
They don't care. They don't care. You don't care. Let me hold you there. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Yeah, number. And I think you remember the people of the show. I'm in Liberia. I came from Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, I've been in Liberia. I got here I left Boston on the 16th of March.
Yeah.
I got here on the 17th, which was on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, when I came out from the plane, and it was a lot of they beg me for money. Yeah, I told you that I said myself, I came to be rescued.
He's right.
I put in that
right off the plane. They're trying to take money from you.
You get me? So I said, I came to be rescued. So he said, no, that stupid decision where the Liberian people talking in the place, someone will not follow it. She was so bold to tell me,
Yeah.
what going on. Yeah. So after that, we came from out of the terminal, we got our thing, somebody but while I was there, is that, there's no war fighting now, and they had checkpoint all over the place. So the other day,
That's true.
You understand? So I stopped. I said, I want to talk to the police officer. So I said, but what the riot police doing here? I said, because no rioting here. My rest will be to the station. They will be at the police headquarters in case of any people. But they had checkpoint all over the place. I said, made for the investor to be scared to bring that money. Then you understand? Because you can't put your money somewhere where checkpoint all over police, all over the place.
Yeah. It's like you're expressing attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I said, people not put their money somewhere. And while I was there, they get people on the street shooting. But then
they now put policy into place that nobody should put dead there. So when the people come to street, they play dead. They go go and sweep. You understand? There no trash can. Oh yes, sweeping. You understand? So these are the things that I think again I've been observing, and the transportation here, car on the road, no lying, all the kind of thing, no system.
Yes, driving opposite lane.
Driving opposite lane. You getting me? So there's no system. There's no system. So I think somebody said, "But the other people came here, like they say, the other they were not educated. But why people like the educated people come now? Then why there's no system here still? And no traffic light, nothing. Everything here, upside down. You see, so that's some of the things I was there. Since I came here, I've been doing a couple of friends and what have you, and these are the problems that our country. This country is very, very challenging to be friends. And you understand, people are suffering. People, you get somebody $1,000. You get, I went somewhere today. Soon I went there. I get a $20. A people was so happy that I had there in Satan. So I went there. They said, "Oh, I want to see the water." So I go there. The taxi or the taxi, you can't pass here. So I opened my eyes. Oh, people were so happy. People so God will bless you, this and that. So I want people, they are challenged. There are people, they are in very hardship. So that's the problem that we have in our country. Though I not go out of most around, but the way I see Moravia, things are very, very tough. There's no system, people put debt anywhere. So that's some of the problems you say I came here.
Yeah, we need to work together and forget about politics, forget about being a policy member.
That's
forget
it.
about
Classic.
somebody individual come to Liberia and to change that system.
Yeah,
I keep saying it. Any country will not protest, that country will never progress. Any country will not protest, it will not progress. Protest is the way people express themselves as a citizen.
But classic, here's the thing, right? I think it was last week, Tuesday or so, we were going on a Capitol bypass, and students from Williams U.S. Tubman were protesting. Something had to do with the teachers' pay or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, my thing. I have no problem with people gathering peacefully to protest. And this is where I get frustrated with the young men in that country. These same men who are protesting, these same students, these were the same students, individuals that we've had a conversation with and say, look, you have to fight for your future.
Yeah.
Don't just take your vote and give your vote to anyone because you like the person. You have to find something of substance in what is being offered to you from a leadership perspective. They don't listen. They go and vote for these people. When the people get your vote for 6 years, they turn their back on you. Then you go in the street, you start disrupting everybody else's life because now you're not happy. And for me, that's a problem. Everything in that country, everything in that country is about politics. Who like who doesn't like who, and so forth. And I'm telling you, like you said correctly, it's going to take all of us to put your political affiliation to the side, who you like to the side, and just focus on the country. Because I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen from a political perspective, even you take all these crops of leaders out right now and you put new ones in, the mindset is the same. Everybody see politics in Liberia as a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah, I told you, get rich quick scheme, but I tell you now about SB, that because there is no action, SB, the day Liberians come together and bring that force as a surveillance, no political affiliation, overthrow a government, bring another government power. Watch what will happen. Fear will be in the government to know that we are stupid. They coming back again. They drop from power. That we not finish our terms. That's how they will start to begin to be focused and do what they're supposed to do for that people.
Let me tell you how shameful. Let me tell you how shameful these leaders are. We say that they say the normal citizen, the people have no courtesy for rule of law.
Yeah.
If you see a senator or lawmaker leave office and there's traffic, let's say they're coming from Capitol Bypass to going towards Cinco Congo Town area, because there's traffic, all of them got sirens. even nobody in that country has a siren on their car.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if my brother here noticed it.
Yeah.
The men them will go in the oncoming traffic. Senator and lawmaker will drive in the oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to wait, or because they feel like they hold a position of power, so it's okay. Well, guess what? The moment the locals see them doing it, everybody, a taxi driver doing it. The other day I was driving on Rehab. The guy wanted to make a left turn, but he had to go all the way. You know how when you want to make a left turn, sometimes there's no left turn, so you have to go to the traffic light. How to make a U-turn or make a left turn around. They just burnt into the oncoming traffic and just drove straight down towards me. I was like,
I see something here. They decide like
listen,
they
as encouraged as I am, and I know we can go back and do better. Liberia is a different type of society.
Yeah.
Your mindset when you enter Liberia, if you don't adjust your mindset, and try to not overlook something, but like don't be too practical about everything.
Yeah. If you don't forget that government changed the narrative of the mindset of people.
But classic, the reason why I'm not emphasizing the government so much is because they don't care. Classic, you can't keep emphasizing on what people should do when they don't care.
Power. SB, the way you put it in power for it. Sit from power. Don't for 6 years.
Radio station in the country. Let it go in the bank, they loan them. You understand? They go in the bank and loan them. Sometimes they have to bring somebody people on their platform, somebody people on their platform how to make money. You understand? Because when the country is rich and the people that they are productive, financially they are equipped, you understand, the country will move forward. But everything should be a politics. If I'm a successful businessman, I go on Freedom FM, how am I to be successful in the particular business? Or let's say the position of real estate man, then you encourage other Liberians to engage into it. But every Liberian for politics and the foreigner come and understand and invest in your country and they take the money away from here. You getting me? Everybody they talk for politics, but then foreigner come, they're not engaging to politics, they engage to business. And what? They take your money and they carry it. You see it? So that's some of the problem.
Let me respond to a comment. And I know Ben Sauer is my brother, very brilliant guy, and I know he was responding to my other brother when he said that people were begging. But Ben, here's the thing. You say it's happening in most third world countries. You have to travel to many countries to be saying these things. Go to Nigeria and you see. But here's the problem, Ben.
We're not Nigeria.
But there's the problem. But here's the problem. Classic, here's the thing. I want Ben to put this in the context, right? Let's put it in the context. I'm not saying people don't beg. Even here in Canada, you got people on the street begging.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I want us to put in the context is why it is true that people do beg in other third world countries and even in advanced countries. We're talking about the specific type of destitute that our people face at the hands of politicians.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. So I want us to put this in context. We're not saying that if you travel other places, you won't see people begging. That's not what we're saying. But what is the genesis of the begging in Liberia? What has caused so many people to beg? Even police officer, go back on my page, class.
That's true.
I said, if any police officer take money from me again, they will have to arrest me because you know what? The car I rented, and big shout out to my boy Emmanuel Service and Kevin. I will address you guys later for hooking me up. The men see me in my car. The men will see me making a right turn. They will avoid all the other cars and they will point to me and tell me to pull over. Every time they see me, you didn't see the post I made when I said the next police officer that tried to take money from me again, all hell will break loose because I got so fed up. They will see my car and they will signal to me to pull over. So I pull over, they'll come. I have to take 200, 300, 400 labor to give it to them. Then 10 minutes ahead, they'll pull me over again. Next one. So I got to a point where I said, you know what? Enough of this crap. I can't be giving you guys money every time you see me. You stop me, And I understand the struggles that speaking of the police, You see our police officers, men and women. By the time you see them on the street class, without them even saying a word to you, you can already tell they want something from you. And it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Police officers, the average pay a police officer get every morning, like for my honest, I think it's $150.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, $100. I know a friend before made $100 every
Look,
month.
let me tell you something.
At least you can give police officer $300. 150.
No, I know for me in Liberia, with all the money they invest in buying bulletproof car, police should make at least $350 a month.
Yes.
Stop it. $350 a month. $350 a month. That even enough.
No.
Police officers in that country, based on what these greedy lawmakers are making, police officers should be racking in at least $1,000 or $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
And that is saying the very least. That is saying the very least. That is saying the very least.
For me, that's being right. But the level of the country, I'll get 700.
Even better.
Then the teacher, their nation build, they build a nation, they mold the mind of church.
The teacher are getting 400.
Yeah. Then the doctor, the nurse, you know.
But let me just before I go, and I will make my own post later. It's good to have good friends, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to my boy Kevin and Mario Savage. Those guys, they hooked me up. They made sure I was good in LIB while I was there, but I will address them later. There's so many other people I'm going to thank personally later on. You know, I just got back in town today. But let me tell you something. You are asking me, Classy, if I would encourage people to go back home. My answer is yes. And the reason why I say yes, not because the government, this government or previous government have done enough to say, you know, we have reason to rush back to Liberia. I say yes is because if you truly cares about Liberia, you truly care about Liberia, right? Anything you establish in that country, and don't get me wrong, it's tough because trust is little to non-existent in that country, especially when you're coming from the diaspora. Yeah. They see you, they see money signs, money bags written all over your face, and somebody looking for the next advantage to take.
Classic D. Let's take an
example. But my whole family there right now. My mom birthday, my mom left. They're all in there.
Let me just finish.
My mom,
if you really care about Liberia, if you truly care about Liberia, anything you can do in that country to help people, to empower people, anything you can do, you know, do it. Because that's the only way Liberia will progress in some manner. Right now, there is no government official. I mean, repeat myself, including the president. There is no government official that cares about Liberia right now. The only thing they care about is their monthly pay, their monthly allowances, their gas card. They want to get in brown envelope and they go home and don't give two crap. And that's what. Yeah.
Thank you guys, man, for the what you guys see. I'm back in politics, not just politics. I'm back in advocacy. I will call it advocacy because I'm not into no partisan business. I'm not into no being a partisan person. I'm a man that put like growth first. So I'm back. I will be active 24/7 to discuss these issues in our community. Why am I dropping? So thank you guys very much for your input. Liberians, if you want results, you need to overthrow a government in Liberia. That's the only way you will gain your respect. Because what we are noticing, Liberian citizens have no respect no more for government officials. They got no fear for you. That is a get rich quick scam going on. Get rich quick scam. I keep telling you, people are the only man that will come here and awaken you people, because I'm very exposed and very wise thinker. I've been around the world. I know how a country should run, and I know how our country should be. I've been to 36 countries worldwide. I'm telling you, Liberia is get rich quick scam going on. Get rich quick scam going on. They got no regard for no Liberians. They got no empathy. They got no empathy for any Liberian. They sit in the car, tinted cars. They sit in the tinted car and they look blind eyes, and they don't care
They don't care about the masses' conditions. They only want to enrich their pockets and send their children to good schools. And they don't, and they, regardless of your frustration, they don't care until you take action. I keep telling you, protest is not a taboo. Protest is not a crime. Protest is where citizens go and express their grievances. Hello?
Yeah, classic.
Welcome.
Jake, man.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, in Liberia, my man.
Thank God today, all that the point are coming up.
Yeah, in Liberia, because how you talking? I think I know the minute your minute going. Left the phone.
The job.
Yeah. Yeah, but that I want to ask you something. I want to ask you before. I want to ask you before you close your live. Hello? Classic.
Change your position. You break it in.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we understand you good. Yeah.
Okay, Classic. I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Classic. I know everybody found your live. I want to ask you something in Liberia now over a week now. Thank God.
Yeah.
Classic, you know, all grew a little bit. Yeah. We saw Liberia. Classic, you think Liberia is a rich country to you yourself, say, because you've been doing the live, you've been doing the politics, the social media thing for many, many years now.
Yeah.
You think to you now, you think Liberia is a rich nation?
Yeah, Liberia is a rich nation, but they manage, the people that managing it, they get poor mindset. To know, to know a country rich, the first thing you do as a leader when you get in power, you bring, I forget the people name, you bring the people that come and do the assessment to gather what kind of resources your country get. I've heard a name, journalists, it's not my head. You bring those experts, they will come and tell you why your country what they want for your country. That's the first assessment you need to do to be a leader.
Okay, let me ask you. I'm asking you. You say Liberia is a rich nation.
Yeah.
Since we're 177 years old. Class, what make Liberia a rich nation? What we have that your team, Let me tell you something, classic. I get to understand Liberia now from the CDC past government. For me, I just asking you now, what make your team, the Liberian all around the world, say?
Oh, Jacob, you break it in. You break it in, Jacob. Change your position. Repeat what you said. You break it in. You break it in. I love your question. You break it in. Come back. You break it in.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. My question back to you. All Liberians, most Liberians abroad or inside, great politician, Madam Ellen Johnson Shirley, George Weah, all the top politicians around the world. Let me ask you, we're 177 years old. What made your team a rich nation? Why you're depending on you say you're a rich nation?
Can I answer?
Yeah. That's why I'm posing the question to you.
Okay. The past leader there, right? The past leader, the president talked, man, other people there, they did an assessment. That's how they knew that they have timber, they have iron ore, they have rubber and this, that. When a country advanced and grow, what you think now, they found those products in Congo that can face cell phone, that can control plane. Because the expert. Hold on.
No, you must hold on. Wait, you must hold on. I say you tell me what make a rich nation. I say expert. What make your country? You say you're a rich nation. You've been saying it. Listen, classic. You've been politician. Everybody been running with a narrative here. What do you get your rich nation?
We got natural resources that the government even worry about. Even the Chinese folk keep there, they start drinking black sand before the government realize that is value. They don't even know what the people were putting in Liberia for. That company they tell the government
Classic.
to
Classic.
pay our minimum resources in our country.
Classic.
Liberia is rich.
Classic, wait. Classic. It's a good dialogue here. Classic. You're Nimi, or any Liberian come here, you're naming all your greater resources that say you're a rich nation.
But
Listen, classic. We get three classic. We get classic Liberia, lying nation. I remind you on something. And in Liberia, all of them following the politics. Listen to me. You remember when we were growing up? Listen to me very carefully. Follow what they were telling you. You remember they say we had a Swapo Park, the virgin forest. During those days, on Samuel Doe, the virgin forest. Liberian people say that was the virgin forest that was built. The park or the Swapo Park cost billions of dollars. All this was a myth. That was so large. Where is the Swapo Park now? We get three natural resources, classic. We got the iron ore. We got the rubber, we got the timber. Plus, me brace on enough for Liberian people here. I would raise a myth here. Leave politics, you lead the corruption. I would say what we get. The Swedish American company, the Lamco they used to talk about, that run our iron ore for many decades, over 70 some more decades. Because you forget to know that mineral of finning mineral don't grow. The people operated that mine for over 70 some more years. Over. That man, that whatsoever, that mountain, they operated that man for some. Then now meter still trying to take the balanced resources from all. Your timber industry, let's say I'm breaking it down for you. I will destroy them. Wait, give me change. Yeah, give me change. Give me change. Yeah. Your timber industry was $1 billion industry. Your timber industry. You see what you did to yourself? You cut all your trees for decades upon decades. You're never planting trees. A tree's got to grow. It takes 15 to 20 years for trees to grow. Let me break it down for you. On a Charles Taylor terrain, on a Charles Taylor administration, you took all your trees there. And the balance trees there, they got the 40 over again. Listen to me, you're rubber now. Not only y'all get rubber, the world recycling. So people must come here today. You bring all your tata politicians here today and tell me what you're ready get in depending on for the next 40 or 50 years for the next generation of Liberia.
Can I answer you?
What you're ready depending on? Yeah, give me go ahead.
Yeah. Can I answer you?
Yes, I listen.
If raw will not value no more, they won't come to Serif to sign new contract after the 100 years finish. So it means that Liberia still producing the higher rubber. So it means that it's still value. Hold on. Number two, every country right now in Africa, they just start discovering new resources. Nobody knew that Ghana had oil. They just discovered that oil in Ghana. We don't knew Ghana as Gold Coast and the gold finish, but they just discovered oil in Ghana. So other country then, Congo there, they just are discovering that Congo get a material. I forgot the name, like a fake cell phone, like a fake plane, like a fake everything. I want to going Congo. Liberia, Chanepo going Liberia, you never knew what they were going for. They were putting up. They start putting in that thing. You never knew that thing was too valued. Not knew that it was value until they realized that the channel was taking it before they realized that they think that it's a resource. What you need like Liberia is rich. What you need a government the government getting power. Yeah, a bunch of blind people don't know how to run a country. When you kind of country, no country get resources, you have to. I forget the name. They will come and do a survey. They will survey the whole country to tell you what you want. They will go and the whole country. You say you walk there, you walk that, you walk this. Liberia has not done yet, but very rich for a smart nation with 5 million people. They can sustain what they get. Hold on, country that live on tax, country that live on taxes, they have nothing. Social land. All the countries that they are well developed with no mineral resources and they are developed. And Liberia got it. Liberia can be developed 100% for the letter they had. Let the process in place.
I should go ahead a little bit.
No, the next guy will answer you too. Then
Okay, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead.
Let's look
okay,
at
go ahead.
let's look at Burkina Faso, that young guy yet to go to Burkina Faso.
Yes.
The kind of thing the guy doing in his country.
In 2 years.
You not depend on the way people to work for the country to survive. You understand? Burkina Faso, our next do never here.
Listen, you're misquoting the conversation. You're directing the conversation different forum. I said, what you have as a Liberia, where God gave you all your soul, where God gave you, where you get.
John, we have things.
But you can name me these things. You can name me these things. You can name me these things. You're not getting uranium. You're just talking because you think you have these things. You don't have these things.
Jugger, how you know you don't have it?
How you get it?
They never brought experts in like to tell you where you move.
You don't need expert. You don't need expert to discover all these things. No.
No, you need it.
Okay, then why your expert way back? Why your expert way that? That's it. Why your so-called expert way back in the long time ago? They told you get NATO. They get 3 major. You get let's say 4 major resources. You got your iron ore. You get your timber. You get the rubber. You get gold and diamond. Let's say 5. These are the 5 everybody learning in school, and so children still learning them in school now. So what do you guys? So you get now?
That's what I'm telling you, Jacob. That because your government are lesser people, every country doing reassessment. They bring in experts to go into the. I forget the name. They do a landscape thing. They will tell you why you own personally. That way they Congo. That way they other countries.
Okay,
Tell me why Burkina Faso got so much that they are developing like
okay. Let me break something down for you now.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Listen. Burkina Faso will not know all the resources. They get bossa, they get different. Listen to me. Let me say the narrative. That's how we raise a narrative among Liberian people. They'll come to reality. Listen to me. During the 3rd minute era, let's see start classic. During the 3rd minute era, when 3rd minute was ruling with open door policy, 3rd minute, our population was less. You don't forget, we were 1.1 million at that time. At that time, listen, don't call me up. The industrialized nation was building at that time. So all your iron ore, all these things that they needed, you were 1.1 million at that time, up to 2 million. So 3rd minute need to contain us. They need to contain that 1.1 million with the very natural resources, and they never developed that nation. Then when 3rd minute moved from there, 3rd minute or Turbo, then when Turbo came to, he brought total information higher. You all know that story. The high salary based on institution and other things in it. Then somebody do the king. So you have resources where you're so rich. You will not tell me Turbo was not clever. Turbo one of the funniest president, one of the clever president that graced the land. So you know what tension in Liberia now, class? I get to know now because your population grow now to the census said 5.1 million. Some of what 10 million people, some of what 10 million population will eat one another. It will be tension in that land. Listen to me. That debate, I will care that debate on real stages because that debate hard to discuss. You know why? There are people can say the rich. I say I knew this when George ruled the country because listen to me, classy.
You go to Liberia, they put the money in your pocket now, so you come here.
I was a whistleblower. Nobody got to put money in my pocket. I was a whistleblower.
No. I hold Liberia that you can't be money in your pocket to destroy Liberia.
I was a whistleblower for George Weah. I was all around Europe in other places telling the former president, the government at that time where to find money from. Even the former president owe me money. They owe me. I brought other things on our table. They owe me. You must Eugene Falcon. That where Falcon get to know me here. So it was so rich that while the former president was hustling all around the world, while Ellen Johnson said he was traveling all around the world, billions of dollars were pulling from international donors.
Because they manage the resources.
Any politician, anything that grew in Liberia, listen to me, anything that grew in Liberia, anything never knew the country. You think Ellie knew the country was so rich?
Your
All the resources you are talking about, Ellie, they couldn't. Ellie, they couldn't expect them to come to the country. They think they see. That's why you erase that narrative.
My brother.
Some countries live on agriculture as a resources.
Yeah.
Now, can provide agriculture.
Your nation about agriculture.
My brother.
Your country is a lazy country. Your nation is a lazy nation.
My brother. Let me
Your nation is a lazy nation about agriculture. Everybody talk about agriculture. Every leader feeling agriculture. Then in the social media, everybody talk about agriculture. You're dreaming. You think agriculture like colors and shovel. We talk about machinery that you're talking. Look at what everybody talking now. We look about news. We look at modern technology. You take you get money for agriculture. You can feed yourself. That's not life. You're not facing reality for the next generation of Liberian. Why are you doing so? You think agriculture that colors that machinery? Can you buy machine? Can you get money for machine?
But listen to me now. My man, you will not talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Burkina Faso. Our next
I
door
think
neighbor.
about Burkina Faso.
My brother. Eh?
Burkina Faso. They're not lesser group of nation. They're not lesser good. They're not vetting. They don't put themselves on government. Everybody that government. Everybody politics on government. What you doing here so?
They start when you your people.
Leader. The nation said the mindset we are listen nation. Listen all in DNA.
Yeah.
Burkina Faso changed because of leader.
Yeah.
You lie. I will break it down for you. The picking first that picking now, you know first time he found the left Thomas Sankara first time. The city Sankara Thomas Sankara to do that city.
That brought you ideas. So you need
no. Listen to me. That picking playing from the playboy Thomas Sankara. Let me don't read sometimes. It's not playing the Thomas Sankara had Burkina Faso. Thomas Sankara had Burkina Faso like that before Blaise Compaoré overthrow him. They don't read history. He find the first step. Okay, look at what food basket now. Our food basket was low-fat country. Our low-fat country was the bread basket of Africa.
My brother.
The bread basket of Africa was low-fat country. Then you say agriculture.
No, the bread basket of Liberia, not Africa. Where are some making
Liberia? Low-fat. I tell my country. Listen to me. The comparison they're bringing all the nation inside. I take my country.
Yeah.
I'm a Liberian.
Listen to me. If you are president of Liberia in the struggle economy, you will take 400,000 in back car.
They lead your politics. I'm not politics. I'm not politics. I'm talking about our nation for the next generation of Liberians. I look at the big picture.
You are a leader, like coming. You are a leader.
My friend, in America, president, they're writing $2.5 million presidential car. Donald Trump coming by the new Air Force plane. Listen to me. Just say that there. You're too limited. When President Morale chicken car.
No.
Your leader politics. Donald Trump building a new Air Force One that costs $5 billion.
You have to one at a time, please. Jacob, so emotional. Jacob, you want to be
emotional.
They grab you now. You cheat now. They don't grab you.
Let me learn.
Look at me. I'm a the former president. They bribe me. Who bribe me? Let me wear my family. Who bribe me?
You can't compare the economy of the United States.
Oh, thank you.
You understand?
I'm not saying comparison. You say the person
yeah, listen to me. How much your minimum wage? How much your minimum wage in Liberia? How much you can compare that comparison is far. You understand? If somebody is wrong, let us say the person is wrong. And
you see, you're missing the whole conversation. I'm not discussing car. I'm discussing what you have for the next generation of Liberia. Because you're still a rich nation.
I have a police friend. You understand? You may have police officer, but you not have nothing that will do community policing in the community.
They got it teaching.
Jacob,
my brother is teaching the topic.
That illegal blast the Chinese people were taking for Liberia. Do you know how much it
me? When you're black, when you're illegal blasting me. When I'm blasting me, you can call it New Year tonight. You're just listening to myth. The country is a lying nation. It's a lying nation.
I want to buy. I want to buy cross rock. I want to buy cross rock. You know, sell me cross rock.
And the blasting
I want to buy cross. I get my receipt. You know, sell me the cross rock.
Blasting the best. The blasting the best.
Get a few days. You know, sell me. Yes, cross rock.
The value.
Classic.
That's how the expert come in and tell you the value of the resources. They have that planting, like I said, the
classic.
but they never know the value of it until they came and told them, say, they can do that. That's how you know the value of that's how you know the value of what you own.
Classic. Classic. Me. Another a different Liberian. Let me tell you, I'll take us out the battle. Let me tell you. I see where Henry Costa they used to say, oh, Liberia, job we are digging, job we are selling that all blood.